Oh, hi everybody. I just totally snagged the camera. He was going to introduce the video, but I'm Ryan and I'm a cinemaholic.
How's it going, guys? I'm Spencer and I'm a cinemaholic. I was a little confused, guys. You just walked in on a ton of confusion. But speaking of confusion, Ryan, why don't you go ahead and introduce the video that or the movie that we're reviewing this week?
That was unplanned, but it actually works. This week we are reviewing Free Fire. That's the only one that we're going to get to this week. This
Just one,
movie.
wait, one more zing. One more
Okay.
zing. We were about as incoherent there as the direction of Free Fire.
Maybe that's a little too far. We'll talk about that in a second. Free Fire is a very self-contained movie set in Boston in 1978, and this is about a arms deal that goes wrong. This is directed by Ben Wheatley, which you know more about, and it has an all-star cast. Like, I was really excited for all these people. This came out at TIFF last year and got a lot of buzz coming out of a lot of different festivals. Does it hold up to the buzz, Spencer?
So yeah, I wouldn't call myself a fan of Ben Wheatley, but I really dug Kill List. So I've watched like everything by him when I was just looking through his IMDb page, almost everything. I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but I guess he's directed a couple episodes. So this movie, I actually enjoyed it. I liked it quite a bit. I wouldn't say I loved it, kind of like I just implied, I feel like in parts the direction is a little bit incoherent just for me because I feel like I didn't have a good understanding at least of this warehouse that we were in, which I read actually that he created this warehouse on Minecraft. Like before he even started the movie, he created his plan on the game Minecraft, which is a really neat story. And it kind of made me think that we were going to have a good understanding of like the area that this movie takes place in, because it only takes place, like Ryan said, in one location, in this warehouse. We never leave the warehouse. But it was about as good as a movie can be, where there's people just getting shot, shooting each other, and crawling. There was a lot of crawling in this movie. One thing I just want to mention real quick, Sharlto Copley, is that his name? I can't pronounce it. Sorry, if you happen to be watching, sir. But he was awesome in this movie. His character was freaking hilarious. I loved him in it. What do you think of the movie, Ryan?
Oh, you know what? Overall, I really did enjoy this. There were moments where I was like, I wish you would give me a little bit more mythology or anything. I mean, there's not much mythology to it. I just kind of wanted to be a little bit more intrigued and have a little bit of more kind of suspense and thrill. But I do agree with you. And unfortunately, it was something maybe a little before halfway through that I did notice when all the shooting did start happening. My specific thought in the movie was, I wonder how they shot this. I wonder if they just shot it character by character and we're just like, okay, now you move here and you move here, because it was a lot of singles and you never got a wide establishing of where people were. It was just a shot, like a medium shot of us and all of our reactions and getting shot and all of this. And it was very, very confusing as to where things were. And I mean, there was one point in specific that stood out to me where somebody throws something at someone else's head and it hits them, and then it takes him forever. I'm like, if he can get hit in the head with whatever he gets hit in the head, why doesn't he just turn around and shoot him? Because the guy who got hit in the head had a gun, but apparently, like how they were playing it off, it was like he was out of reach of the gun. And I was like, no, if you can get hit in the head with a shoe, then you can turn around and shoot the guy who just threw that at you. So the spatial awareness was off. I do admit that, and sometimes the story was lacking, though that's not why you go and see this movie. So for what this movie was, I really enjoyed it, and I'm actually intrigued to see Ben Wheatley's other movies, because I do agree maybe the direction wasn't the strongest, though it did, like I said, have an all-star cast. And there was a lot. The guy from Sing Street, I can never remember his name. I loved him. He is awesome.
You did? Awesome. You liked him in this one?
I did.
The person I was most disappointed in actually was Brie Larson.
Brie Larson, yep.
Yeah, her character was she was the most uninteresting character of the bunch, and that's a shame because I love Brie Larson. She's such a great actress.
I think my favorite actually was Army Hammer. Like, I've been impressed with what this dude's been doing. Like, he had some mess, but he's a solid actor.
He really is. And you know, one thing that I will say about this movie is the characters are very distinctive from one another. They each have a great personality and they each feel like different people, except Brie Larson. She just is the one character who I feel like they didn't put enough, like, everybody else is super charismatic and just like charming. And you're like, man, these guys are funny. Like, I liked all of them, but then she was just kind of like boring. She felt like she was almost in a different movie than the other people. And
they needed a girl.
What's up?
It felt like they just needed a girl to put it in there and to, I mean, not trying to pull in the sexist stuff, but it did feel like that's what they were going for, was they needed this character that was an instrument that everyone was able to like kind of fight over to mix it up. And it's kind of lacking for sure.
Yeah. One more person I just want to highlight is I thought Cillian Murphy, I think that's how you say his name. Yeah. He was awesome in this movie.
He's good.
So what would you...
all of them were impressive. And like you said, they all had distinct personalities. You only get 10 minutes at the beginning of the movie before people start shooting and it becomes chaos. So good for them for being able to set up distinct personalities within that short amount of time that is able, because it gets chaotic. Like we said, I mean, there's some times where you're like, there's one line where one of the guys, he's like, I forgot what side I'm on. I was like, I forgot what side you're on. Who are you? Have I even seen you yet?
Yeah, that guy was the worst. I think Steve-O was his name. And he was for sure my least favorite character. I was like, somebody kill this guy already. Yeah. Everybody at some point in this movie gets shot. That's not really a spoiler, but everybody, like, maybe they don't die, but everybody gets shot at some point.
Everybody gets shot. And I did like how that went. Because a lot of times you get I've never been shot, so I don't know if you can get shot in the arm and die instantly. Just saying. But I did like that they were able to take a few shots, and then I think the acting was very well, and the timeline was very well, that they were able to, at the end, it did seem like they had gone through all of this stuff and they were still carrying the baggage and they had their wounds. They weren't just miraculously better. So,
all right, so let's score this puppy. What would you score it, Ryan?
7.25 for Free Fire.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to go just a tiny bit lower. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. I still really enjoyed this. I think it's fun. It's worth watching. Well worth your time. And, you know, A24 Studios, just my favorite movie studio. I love them. They pick such interesting projects. Like, just the concept of this movie alone, just an hour and 30-minute long shootout. Right. That's really cool that they are willing to back somebody who wants to put that to screen. So
it definitely gets me excited for It Comes at Night, and it just kind of like shows why this is the studio that would pick up a ghost story. So
right. What's up?
I said I'm excited. I love this studio. I think that's it, right? Yeah.
That's it.
This. Next week, though, we are going to be doing a review of The Circle. So stay tuned for that. Emma Watson, Tom Hanks. Will it be good? I don't know. You can follow me on Twitter at Rye_Gordon. What do you got for us, Spencer?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at SpinnyHind. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.